Hey, I just want to take a moment and introduce you to our guest speaker who's going to be with us in February 17th and 18th at our business toolbox. Peter Ziggy from Melbourne is coming up. And Peter, you and I, we spent some time together last year. Why don't you take a moment and just introduce yourself to the people?
Yeah, thanks, David. I mean, as you said, Peter Ziggy sort of formally has how I go by, but everyone calls me Ziggy. It's started from, year 7 when Dean couldn't pronounce my birth name, which was Pandelis. And wow. So he said, mate, forget that. He said, you're going to be Ziggy from now on. So Ziggy stuck, and so we're running with Ziggy. So look, I'm really looking forward to the session, spending time with everyone at the conference, because I want to. I mean, one of the things is that you would have found as well, David, is even as a presenter, you get so much from the time that you share with others, because what you're doing is you're actually hearing what you're saying, and it's resonating back.
That's right.
and confirming everything again, which is awesome. But I love the interaction. I love the questions, and I love just hearing where people journey and where they're at. So, my background is in accounting and tax, and, I've been doing financial planning and accounting and tax for the last, 30 years. My focus at the moment is on a day-to-day financial planning. However, I'm also CEO of 3P, which is a financial services business. So we have accounting and tax, financial planning, finance, broking, property, and we have a legal practice as well. And so really covering the gamut of financial services.
Wonderful. Look, really excited about the toolbox. So in February, we've called it a business toolbox because we really want to make it this mixture between, of course, inspiration and practical tooling for business people, and also not just business people, but people in their careers. Particularly for this year, this 2023, when you want to speak into the wealth creation, the financial management, and even the understanding of money from a practical excellence perspective, and then also as kingdom people from a supernatural biblical perspective as well, which I think go really hand in glove. We had a chat a little earlier on about, some of the things that, you have in your heart to bring in some of these sessions. Why don't you take a moment and just kind of unpack a couple of things that you feel like you want to bring when you come?
Yeah, when you talk about wealth, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because if you were to type wealth in Google or YouTube, you would get millions of hits, and you would have millions of people telling you how to create wealth.
Yeah.
And so that's always interesting. And sometimes for a lot of people, it can get overwhelming. And so one of the things we will talk about is, okay, what is this word wealth, and what is this term wealth creation? What does it actually mean? Is there a formula for it that represents? And I believe that there is. I'm going to share that, at the conference and be able to go through that. And I really believe that there's a spiritual aspect as well. So this whole wealth formula we're going to cover. We're going to look at things like, you mentioned people that are in business, people that are also employed, whether they're executives or whatever they are. And we're going to, the application of a wealth creation strategy is very similar, if not almost identical, regardless of which camp you sit. Because at the end of the day, there is a source of income coming from potentially an employer, or there's a source of income coming from your business. Yeah. And both have their pros and cons, both have their risks attached to that, if you like. But ultimately, we're going to talk about the impact of that when it comes to your personal wealth creation and finances. We're going to look at things like, what are the mistakes that people make when it comes to organizing their finances? What are the inhibitors? What stops people from actually moving forward? Where do we begin is a big question that, I always get. And so I found that there are problems that people have that stop them from, progressing. And we're going to wrap that up by the end of it, when we're going to find out what is the ultimate wealth creation tool, right? And that's going to be an interesting discussion. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
And then by the end of
it, leave your powder dry. Don't tell us the secret yet. Come to the toolbox if you want to know.
Correct. And then by the end of it, we'll have a methodology that I've had. We've got, 5 steps, as I call them, the 5 P's to financial prosperity. So we're going to wrap it all up, and I'm really I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to, hearing you speak into that spiritual aspect and really getting that tied in. So we have 2 days of just a wealth, excuse the pun, but a wealth of information that people can go away that's practical and they can take away and implement in 2023.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's so exciting. And we're so looking forward to having you. Can I encourage you? We'll put some links to this video so that you can register. The seating is limited, as you saw if you were part of our last one in October, we were chock-a-block. We were, and I think this one is going to be just as full. So don't miss out. Get yourself registered. If you come, we've got people coming from interstate and also from out of town. So if you go into the booking section, you'll see where you can find resorts or whatever to stay in. The Central Coast is a beautiful place to take a couple of days off. Let me encourage you to make this investment in you, in your life, in your business, and in your financial life as well. It's going to be really impactful, and I'm looking forward to it. Ziggy, we will see you in February, and see you then, mate. Pleasure.
Don't worry, David.
Thanks.